everyone, welcome back to Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. Today is Poetry Thursday and I thought I would bring you one more Victorian poem before the end of Victober. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name's Alice and I have way too many books. Today, as it's Thursday, I thought I would try another Poetry Thursday, and my inspiration this week has come from some of my Victober reading, and it's come from my reading The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This was the first work I had read by Oscar Wilde, and as you can see, I read it in this very large volume, The Collected Works of Oscar Wilde. So I thought while I was reading it, I would check out some of his poetry, which is contained in the back of this book. Oscar Wilde's poetry was originally published between 1878 and 1898 in several volumes. And I'm not entirely sure which volume this poem that I want to read to you today comes from, but I believe it was in the work just called Poems. Now, many of Oscar Wilde's poems are either very long, sort of epic poems, or they have a lot of Latin in them. But this poem really stood out to me as a poem that I found really interesting. One of the things I liked most about it was the imagery of the sea, which is something I really enjoy in literature, in general, and in poetry in particular. And yeah, so I was just drawn in by this poem, and it's a poem about a breakup. And there's actually a partner poem to this poem next to it, and the poems are called Her Voice and My Voice. I'll read both of them to you so that you can see them alongside each other as they appear in this book. So this is the poem Her Voice by Oscar Wilde. The wild bee reels from bough to bough, with his furry coat and his gauzy wing, now in a lily cup, and now setting a jacinth bell a-swing in his wandering. Sit closer, love, it was here I trow, I made that vow, swore that two lives should be like one, as long as the seagull loved the sea, as long as the sunflower sought the sun. It shall be, I said, for eternity, twixt you and me. Dear friend, those times are over and done. Love's web is spun. Look upward where the poplar trees sway and sway in the summer air. Here in the valley never a breeze scatters the thistledown, but there great winds blow fair from the mighty murmuring mystical seas and the wave-lashed leas. Look upward where the white gull screams. What does it see that we do not see? Is that a star, or the lamp that gleams on some outward voyaging argosy? Ah, can it be? We have lived our lives in a land of dreams. How sad it seems. Sweet, there is nothing left to say but this, that love is never lost. Keen winter stabs the breast of May, whose crimson roses burst his frost. Ships, tempest-tossed, will find a harbour in some bay, and so we may. But there is nothing left to do but to kiss once again and part. Nay, there is nothing we should rue. I have my beauty, and you your art. Nay, do not start. One world was not enough for two like me and you. My Voice. Within this restless, hurried, modern world, we took our heart's full pleasure, you and I. And now the white sails of our ship are furled, and spent the lading of our argosy. Wherefore my cheeks before their time are wan, for very weeping is my gladness fled. Sorrow has paled my young mouth's vermilion, and ruin draws the curtains of my bed. But all this crowded life has been to thee no more than lyre or lute or subtle spell of viols, or the music of the sea that sleeps, a mimic echo in the shell. Those were the two poems, Her Voice and My Voice by Oscar Wilde. I hope you enjoyed hearing them, and I really enjoyed reading these poems. It was my first experience of reading any poetry by Oscar Wilde, so it was interesting to find those two that go together. I'm hoping to get into reading a lot more poetry in the upcoming year, so please do let me know in the comments down below if there's any poets that you really like, that you think that I might like to check out. I hope to bring you some more modern poetry on the channel on a Poetry Thursday from time to time. And yeah, please do give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I would love to hear from you in the comments about what types of poetry you like and whether you've read any of Oscar Wilde's works. And if you have, are there any that I haven't read that you would recommend? So far I've only read The Portrait of Dorian Gray and some of the poems. So if there's one that you would recommend to me, I will attempt to read it in my collected works. Thanks very much for watching today. I hope you'll all join me again soon for another video all about books here on Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. Bye for now.